Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be back with a new testimony. And I want to dig a little deeper into my story with generalized anxiety because I know a lot of people out there who are long life sufferers or survivors, actually, of generalized anxiety as well as depression. And so this is my way to be able to be a voice for you or for someone who may have a difficult time talking about this. And I'm coming from my own experiences, not just now in the present, but in the past with it. It really, it truly affected me before I was even diagnosed in 2001. And there for a long time, I actually didn't know what was wrong with me. Um, I was always snapping back and feeling angry or upset or mad during certain situations that I couldn't control, and lashing out, and I didn't know why I was having those issues, and it brought me down a lot too, because I didn't know I was suffering with depression with this, and I would have so many low days that I just could not function. And I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to be at work. I didn't want to do anything, really. I did mention one other time that I had a shopping addiction, and that was my way of coping. And I masked a lot of my pain as well, in public. It just, it really manifested a lot on my heart, my soul, and mentally and physically, because I had went through a knee injury several years ago, and it really, really, truly shook me up physically as well as mentally or emotionally at that time. And this was around 1998, and I usually don't talk about that because it brings back a lot of memories for me and a lot of difficult times that I had because of what I was going through at the time. And it just, it came to a point where suicide was an issue, and I did not want to be on this earth anymore. And I didn't know why I had that kind of feeling. And I'm hearing more and more stories these days of someone just who could not deal and cope with life anymore. And this is why I'm here on this earth, is to be a voice for you, and to be a voice for someone who might not be able to talk about this. And that's why I'm here. This is my serving purpose for you and for me. And I believe that God put me in this situation to really, help and support my fellow survivors with generalized anxiety and depression, because it hits so many of us, and we just don't know how to cope or deal with it at times. And I get really anxious sometimes when I do talk about this. I feel the trembling and the shakiness creeping up in me, and that's something I can't control whatsoever. And I wasn't really properly diagnosed in 2001, but I was put on an antidepressant. Well, that medication can no longer work for me because I had been on it for so long. And I went through a period of being very ill, very sick over the past 6 years, and I didn't know why. And it led up to a lot of other issues for me, uh, just in my daily functioning and living. And that's when I was properly diagnosed with GAD, generalized anxiety disorder, and then recently, most recently, diagnosed with the mild to moderate depression. And like I said, the reason why I'm being so open on this is because of the mental health issues and struggles that we all live with in this world these days. And I just want to be there for you and know that, someone does know what you're going through, because I go through it. And I had a relapse recently, and it really set me back for about 7 days. And I'm just not feeling more like myself again. And talking about this right now is becoming very emotional, um, because I've never been so open about this until um, a couple months ago. And I went through a process of group therapy because I did not know the coping skills to deal and cope with this. And that was a big, big asset for me. And I didn't expect to go through the relapse, but I also realized recently that when I'm under considerable stress, emotional stress or mental stress, um, I break down really easily. And that's how I ended up in the relapse. And so now that I know what causes it and triggers it, that I can, better, better live with it than I did before. And just everything that has led up to where I'm at in my life now keeps unfolding. Each chapter in my life has had its so many highs and so many lows that I have more clarity, more perspective. Um, I feel truly grateful to be where I'm at, and appreciative. And I know those who have been so supportive and truly supportive, um, with all of this. My special someone is has been so supportive. It's so loyal to me, and that means the world to me. It means the world to me. And uh, a few others who, you know who you are. Um, and I love these people with all my heart. And that's something that can't be replaced. That can't be. So I encourage everybody with living with GAD or depression or whatever kind of mental illness you have, you do have supportive loved ones. And they're always going to be there for you in the long run. And I'm here. I'm here to comfort you and let you know that it will be all right. And you are going to get through this. We are all going to get through this. And I just want to remind you that none of us are alone in this world. There are support groups, and there are places you can go, and people who you can talk to. Maybe it's a confidant, like a family member who is so supportive. Maybe a best friend, or a, a partner or a spouse. There's someone you can truly go to and have that love and support. I want you to remember that, because that's where the healing starts to begin, is with that loyal support from those who love you so much. And I want to thank you all for always tuning in for my testimonies. I can't wait to bring you some really good things coming up in the next week or so. I have some really good surprises in store too. So I appreciate you all, and thank you.